Starting. And I think we are live.
Yay. Good morning, everyone. We're so glad you are here, for those of you that are joining us live. And for those of you that join us later, we appreciate you also. This is Art Joy of Sharing live stream with Shel C. and Peg Robinson. And we also have a Facebook group if you would like to join us for other art challenges and things that we do throughout the month. That would be where you find us. And good morning, Shel.
Hello, Peg. I'm not seeing us on my iPad screen yet. Hopefully it goes.
Well,
do you see
sometimes
us
there's
on
a
any
little
other
delay.
screens? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I haven't gotten the notification that we're live yet. So the live chat is there, but I don't see it coming up live.
Yeah, I don't even see the chat. Let's see. What do we got? Live chat is there.
We're set to public, right?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. So it should go live.
I see there's a lot of people here. So if you can hear us and see us, then let us know. Ian says he's been notified.
The notification. Ian just got the notification. So yay. There's quite a lag time today, and it might just be because of the holidays, because everything is slowed down. People are still doing last minute shopping.
Yeah, I'm still doing last minute shopping.
Other people are home, and so more equipment is being utilized. Pat says she can hear us.
Good. I guess we're not getting it on our iPads today for, last week it worked. But so let's say hi to everyone. We have Ian, Cindy, Danny, Pearl, Nikki, Beverly, Pat, Dorothy, Fia, Ed, or she told us to call her Ed.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't pronounce it correctly. Pat, did I say Love for Tink? I don't know who that person is, their actual name. So that's everyone that I see. Hi, thanks for coming. Today we're going to do our Pick a Stick challenge, the last one of the year, and we're going to do it live so that everybody can see it in real time. And we've both got our little papers. I'm starting with a black gessoed page. This is watercolor paper in my journal, and Peg's going to start with the white page. So
yeah,
step one.
I'm way behind as usual.
Nah, you're not behind. You didn't want to do black page. So step one is to apply paint with a bubble wrap. And I have this big bubble wrap, and I'm hoping that something happens here. As you can see, it has paint on it because I use this on my 8x10 gel plate. It's got different colors of paint sticking to it, and I'm hoping that when I put another layer of paint on here, it marries to the acrylic and pulls some of that off onto my page. So that is my plan, and we'll just see if it works or not. What is your plan, Peg?
Well, I'm gonna start by gessoing the page and just putting some color down, and we'll see where we go from there. This is a lot of steps to get through, so I'm just going to take my time and walk through them.
That's the best way to do it. I think I'm going to use PBO acrylic paint today, and I've got blue-green and blue-black iridescent, and then I think some of this reddish color and maybe some of this Persian blue might come off. So let's give it a try and see if it works.
Sounds like a plan. I love the PBO paints. Their iridescence is just incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to apply it with my 2-inch sprayer because that's what I have. So that's what we get because that's what I have. Well, I can see that the paint is already coming off onto the wet paint. As I brayer it, it's coming off onto my brayer and making paint paint flecks in my paint. So there's a good chance that this is going to do what I think it's going to do. But you never know. You just have to wing it. You can see that some of my bubbles on my bubble wrap are popped and flat. So it's going to be weird, but oh well. Diana has arrived. Love for Tink's name is Paula. And Ruth has arrived. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad everybody is joining us today, even though it's the holiday. And oh, yes, it did do what I thought it was going to do. See, some of these little paint flecks came off of the bubble wrap.
Cool.
Made interesting effects here.
I actually got in, Shell. It just was really lagging today.
I wished it wouldn't do that. I wish that everything would just work perfectly the first time.
Yeah.
But that never seems to happen. Every week we have some new thing, some new weird thing that happens in the technology of this process. You know, every time, you know, we're so optimistic when we get on here and we're like, oh yeah, everything's going to go great. And then something happens.
Traffic there in, you know, what's going on because all the kiddies are home and yeah.
Yep. Yep. They got to play their video games and that takes up a lot of bandwidth.
That's right.
Hello, Lori. We're glad you're here. She says she finally remembered the live stream. It's not always easy to remember when you've got other things going on. Okay. Well, I am liking that. I'm planning on doing kind of an abstract Christmas scene. So this background just makes me happy. Happy, happy, happy. How about you guys? Do you like this weird background I made? Does it make you as happy as it makes me? I think we lost Peg again. She's just having problems today with her bandwidth, I think. So you might just have to listen to me for most of the time. Sorry about that. So some of these little bits are sticking up and I'm just trying to like press them back down into the paint so that they stick. And getting it all over my fingers. Luckily, I put some gloves in a bottle on before. I've also got some of that interesting different blue, and yeah, I'm very happy. I'm happy with this. Hi, Mary. I'm glad you're here. Dorothy says that it looks 3D. It does kind of look 3D, doesn't it? I do kind of wish that that some of my bubbles weren't popped. I'm going to have to get a new piece of that large size bubble wrap. I wanted to use something different than the small bubble wrap that's coming in all the packages. So that is step 1, apply paint with bubble wrap. Yep, we've definitely lost Peg. Her little box isn't even here, so hopefully she'll be able to come back in. Step 2 is to add stars. Fia says she can't stay long, which is too bad. Oh, are you back, Peg? Are you back?
I am. It just dropped me off. I don't know what happened.
I think it's just the bandwidth problems, and just, you know, when it kicks you out, just try to come back in.
I don't know. I got rid of that external cord. See if that is creating a problem. I don't know. Wish I knew. Wish it would give us an error report.
Yeah. Yep. If only we could decipher what the problem is with all. I think, you know, it just is what it is, and we're just going to art and get over it.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm already on step 2. You gotta hop to it there, girl. It's got to stop kicking you out so that you can.
I can't tell what's going on at all. I can't see a chat. I can't do anything. So.
Oh, you can't even see the chat?
Nope.
Well, Ian's telling you that your audio is not that great, but that's the least of your problems, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. I can understand and hear you, so it's just kind of fuzzy. Like maybe your snowball is like
Well, and I don't
being
know if
snowy.
it's even going there. Let me look at the settings. You know, because I had to change some of it.
So I'm just
Okay.
stenciling.
So I'll try
the
this. See if
stars.
this does anything, and I'll just go blind.
Yeah, that's all you can do. I mean, you can't force it to work. It's going to do what it's going to do.
Saw that
as long as we've
huge
got
bubble
something.
wrap that you were working with. I just have a small piece that I'm going to apply with. And what kind of paint do I want? I think I'm going to start with a darker blue. This is phthalo blue green shade.
That's a pretty color.
And I'm just going to get a landing place for that. I had a little gesso left in my, and I'm just going to get some color on.
Good plan. I like it. Oh, no, you did not. I got to mute for a second.
Okay. So I'm anchoring it by going off the edge of the page. And then I want to use the bubble wrap. So for that, I'm going to grab a teal, and hopefully you guys are looking at this. I don't know. And
yes, they are looking at you. I selected your screen, so.
This is so hinky. Oh, good grief. All right, so I have this teal that I'm going to put onto the bubble wrap. And I'm going to paint with that.
Outside, there is like some kind of a very strange noise. It sounds like an alarm type of a, like, nyeh, nyeh.
It's your house?
Yeah, but it's outside in the neighborhood.
Oh.
But it's loud. I can't figure out what it is. It's weirding me out. I think I'm fairly happy with my stars. Stars. So I'll show you guys my stars, and then we'll go back to what she's doing. There's my stars. I used the iridescent silver and iridescent rich gold from PBO, and this stencil from Willowing Arts, Tamara Laporte. Looks like she's drying. With a quiet dryer. I have to dry with a loud dryer.
Stars.
I don't have one of those quiet ones. Yep, stars.
Oh. Whoops. These things full of stencils on my desk. And this one happens to be stars. And she is drying her piece. So let's see if I can get this apart. Okay, so a dauber, if I can lay my hands on that, which
Good luck.
is here somewhere. Been doing too many things as usual.
It is that time of year. All doing too many things.
I don't find it, so next plan is some, just going to use some matte medium. How's that for a plan?
I like it. It sounds like a good plan to me. My stars aren't showing up as much as I want. So before I move to my next step, I'm going to go back with the stencil, if I can find it. Barbara says she always wanted the stencil.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna use this black Posca pen and go around the edges of the stencil like this. And it should make them stop. Well, shoot. Didn't work at all. All right, I'm going to do it freehand.
Okay.
Because I guess some of the paint oozed out from under the stencil and made it bigger.
So
I just wanted to feel really.
Put a little matte medium through this star stencil. And I have some white sparkle embossing powder out here on my desk, so let's use that.
Good plan. That's a good tip. You can use matte medium with your embossing powder.
Put that on the matte medium. And because it's the holidays, we need a little glitter anyway, right?
Glitter is one of the steps.
Well, we're just getting started early. It's going to be really sparkly.
Yes, that's why I used the iridescent paint, because I thought, well, if it's going to have glitter, it should have shimmer too.
Right.
Why not?
So I have that down. Now I'm going to heat set that.
Okay. Are you going to use your quiet one?
Yep, I am. Just trying to play catch up. You're whizzing on ahead.
No, I'm still on stars because I'm doing this outlining thing, which is probably unnecessary, but I felt the need to do it. I want the stars to be, I want them to really show on the page for my future plan of what I'm going to do with the page. So
I don't think that gets hot enough. I think I'm going to mute for a minute.
Okay. So I'm just about done here with the star outlining situation. These are fun stars. They're not perfectly shaped. They're kind of whimsical, which I like. It's a very Tamara Laporte kind of thing to do, make whimsical stars. That's probably good enough. All right. So what's the next step? Let's find out. The next step is to use your non-dominant hand. I am not going to do that one because I want to add in the wild card, which is abstract imagery, which I'm right now really into abstract. And if, I don't know, next week sometime you'll see a set of canvases that I did yesterday as a gift on my channel. Who knows when I get it edited, you know how that goes, but it'll be there eventually. Just really into it. So I got out all these different papers that are mostly, I guess they're pretty much all gel prints. And I'm going to make some abstract triangular shapes. I did want to show you guys this. Isn't this interesting? It's
Very pretty.
This is where the paint came off onto the other paint when I was rolling. I just thought that was interesting. But anyway, yeah, these are just going to be interesting abstract shapes. But before that, I want to, oh, this isn't big enough. I wanted to just make like kind of a hill down here, just to give myself an idea of a hill. So, and I'm going to use this as a mask eventually, so I just wanted to cut that real quick. So are you all dry for there?
I'm all dry. So the next step was use non-dominant hand, right?
Yep, either that or you can use the wild card stick like me.
Well, I think I am going to the list for now. Never know when I might need to pull that wild card out.
It could be at any moment.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
So what am I going to do?
See. Let's just.
Says drip paint on page. Maybe I'll use my non-dominant hand to drip paint on the page.
Could do that. Would absolutely work.
So let's see, what do I have for paint? Oh, how about this? How about this wild green? This is olive green from Master Touch.
Sounds fun. Ian says you're very canny. Thinking about applying the
Ian,
paint.
I'm sorry, baby. We're going to get what we get today.
You're going to get what you get, and you're not going to pitch a fit.
Yeah, because there's not much I can do about it. The software is not recognizing what I want it to.
Nikki says that she loves sparkle and has glitter everywhere. Me too. And I mean everywhere.
Yeah. So I'm just watering down my paint. Because if I'm going to drip with my non-dominant hand, it definitely needs to be watery.
It's a starry, starry night. All right, all right, all right. I am really, really missing my Liquitex gel medium is empty.
Oh.
And I was just really having a hard time yesterday using a fluid kind. I just don't like those fluid kinds. And I was like, oh man, why do I have to use this?
I know I've decided I like those things that are gel, and you know, the gesso that's a little bit thicker and the gel mediums that's a little bit thicker. Yeah, they're my favorites.
Yeah. Yep, that's what I've discovered also with, especially with the collage. You know, I started out my collage life using just, you know, your regular fluid stuff, and I just really like the gel a lot better. And I get very frustrated with the other stuff now. I think I'm just about ready to collage very soon, very soon.
So this is really wet now. And step 5 says color. So I think as long as it's really wet, I might as well add another color, right?
Sure. We're winging it today. Do what you want.
It's called Add Some More Color.
Can't beat that.
I'm going to go to the opposite side. Since I did the green, I'm going to use a quinacridone magenta.
Quinacridone.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got this going on. If I can switch it. Do you want to switch? Okay. This is what's going on my page. I've got all my little shapes. I rounded the bottoms instead of making a straight triangle so that they look a little bit more like what I'm trying to portray here, which is starry sky with a lot of trees. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. The sad story is that my thing is empty and I won't be able to look at that. So sad. I don't have any gel, and I've got some papers here that are pretty darn thick. So I might just use glue instead.
Yeah. Glue works too, right?
I think I'm just going to use...
We use what we have.
Yep. I'm a fan of tacky glue. I've been using it my whole life, so no reason to stop now. I think I want this one over here. Mix it up a little bit and put this guy over here. But these were on cardstock. These are stock. They're not. I like to use with collage. So I found these on the floor when I was cleaning out the last
pretty
bits.
Very pretty. I like floor findings.
Yeah, there was like this cute little stack of pretty papers, and I was like, huh, why didn't I use these up before? How long have they been on the floor? Who knows? They were buried. So I don't know where they came from or how they got there, but I was happy to see them anyway. Gina has arrived. Hello, Gina.
Hi, Gina. So the next thing says, and I should have done this while this stuff was still really wet. Maybe I'll smear it around a little bit more. Alcohol.
Yeah, you should do that while it's wet, 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 wet.
Yeah. So I think I'll do that. And I'll get I have an eyedropper here somewhere. Or maybe just my fingers, I don't know. What do I have? Just at easy reach. Well, I know where they are, but I have to unplug. So I'll be back.
Okay. That happens. Pam says she wished she could find fabulous papers on the floor. You never know what could happen if you have piles like me on the floor. My previous studio before I moved into this room was quite small, like 6 feet across and 10 feet long, and so I would stack stuff. I didn't have any place to put anything, so I would just stack it on the floor as I was going, and it was I have some guests coming, and I really needed to clean out that room and make an extra space with a mattress. So I was just cleaning up all those stacks off the floor, and that's where I found these papers. You just never know.
Okay, so I dropped the alcohol on. Not real thrilled with the mess I've got on my page. But that's okay, you know, because where the big blob is, that's going to become my focal point.
There you go.
This is how we fix those things.
There's always ways to fix it. Sometimes it's gesso.
Whew, and that alcohol is strong.
Maybe what you really needed was a margarita.
Yeah. Oh no, now they want more glitter.
Yeah, this could go in many ways.
You know, you guys don't see what goes on behind the scenes when we make these pages. Sometimes I'm rolling on the floor with laughter.
No, I don't like that. Come off there. We need to come back down, down, down. Down, down, down. There we go. That's better. Well, that technically worked pretty well. The edges are not completely, you know, attached to the page. Like if I was making a canvas or something, I would be worried about that. But for an art journal page, who cares? See, you're way ahead of me now because I just finished the third step.
Well, Jep, so, you know, under pressure, I work pretty good.
All right, so where's my mask? Okay. This was what I had. All right. That'll probably work. So Ian says, I'm sorry, we've run out of glitter. Is there a world glitter storage? Shortage, I mean. Yes, there is. What's the next step? The next step is to drip paint on the page. Okay, I can do that. This is going to create a messy mess. It's time for the messy mess. I have this fine line applicator with fluid paint inside of it. And I'm going to take it. Oh my gosh, I need to put something under here though, because this is just going to make a mess. Messy, messy. When you drip paint, it's always messy. I'm going to just put it along the bottoms of these trees, and I'm going to let it drip with some water in a second.
Oh, you know, I'm going to get out a couple of ATCs, and I'm going to stamp them with some imagery. Because I need, now that I've got this hot mess on the page, I need to find some focal points. So I think, ooh, I like this one. I'm pulling out some stamps. And I'm going to use them.
I think it's a plan.
Yep. Those cute little snowmen, and let's see, what else do I want to use? I should use a snowflake, right?
If you got snowman, you should probably have snowflakes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, darn it. Of all times for this fine line thing to get clogged, it's decided to get clogged right now.
Uh-huh.
Why?
Because you're live and everybody's watching.
It's not even supposed to clog. It's got like this needle that goes down inside of it. It's never supposed to clog. And it never has up to this point.
Huh.
And then all of a sudden, now is the time it feels like it needs to do that.
Lucky you.
Makes me want to just throw it out the window. Only the window's shut. Lucky, lucky for it.
Okay, so I have snowmen, I have snowflakes, and I think I need some trees. So I don't know which ones I want to use. Let me look at what I have here. I think not too crazy about the cabin. How about this one? I like this one. And I'm going to stamp it in the same color. And we'll call it a blue spruce. How's that?
Works for me. Artistic license. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to dry, so
Okay,
I will
go
let you
for it.
talk.
So I stamped those in archival ink. What my original plan was, as I was going to stamp it using the, what do they call those? Good grief. Elegant Writers, but I couldn't find my blue Elegant Writer pen. This is a green one. So when you're working with this, like when you stamp an image, let me just show you on the back side here. If I stamp this with the Elegant Writer, then I can use it as a watercolor. It works out pretty cool, which is why I was looking for the blue. But yeah, it's a little bit dry. Let me spritz it. And then you can just take a water brush. Water brush. That's an embossing pen. There's a water brush. And I can take a water brush and move that ink. But I really wanted the blue because I was feeling a blue Christmas. So, because of that, I'm going to go with this archival stuff. And I've got it all over my tabletop now, so I'm going to just grab my alcohol, clean some of that off. Because I am a messy crafter. You know I'm a messy girl. Okay, so that stamp is a Denami design, in case you want to know. This little, this one is from Inky Antics. And these are Magenta and Art Gone Wild. And it really doesn't matter because any of these holiday images would work if you have snowmen or trees or any of that kind of stuff. It all works.
It all works. Okay, I'm done with my drippy paint, so I'll show you guys that. If I can click it, there we go. So I just let it drip down, and it's drippy. So I've got the next one is color. I'm gonna decide that means, I mean, color. You know, what is that? I'm gonna decide that means color something or use a coloring product. And I have these Neocolor 2 crayons, and I'm just gonna color a little bit on the trees and around, and I don't know where, and call that the color step. So back to Peg.
Yeah,
she's gonna color.
I am going to use. I think I am going to use some Zig Clean color. Even though I already did the color step, I'm going to do some more color. Because in order to get to the glitter, I need So I'm pulling out some blues because I'm sticking with my blue theme. That's a really vibrant blue. This one is this is a Tombow blue. I like it. Like for the trees or something, I'm thinking that's going to work. And this is just like a water-based marker. And I'm going to pick it up with my water brush, my water reservoir brush. I'm going to paint some of that in to my tree area here. Wish I could see the chat.
Nikki says the glitter is really showing the cats, so the other cats in the area must be really looking at them strangely. Oh, she's got glitter all over the house, so it's on her cats. I literally did find glitter in the refrigerator. the other day
In the
after my
refrigerator.
big glitter mess. It was
Someone
in the
stored it
refrigerator.
there?
Yeah, I was. Well, no, it was just like, it had been on me on my clothes or something, and I went to get something in the refrigerator, and I guess it just splattered in there, and there was little bits of glitter in the refrigerator.
Huh.
Wow, that's weird. How did that happen? It couldn't be my fault.
No, couldn't be.
So I've colored with these Neo colors onto one side of my trees with different colors, just like a darker color than what's in the little trees. And I'm now using my water brush to blend that. And then it kind of creates a bit of a shadow on that side. And then I'm probably going to try to do something similar to that on the other side with the highlight. And that's my coloring. This little piece of paper got too wet and it ripped, but nobody noticed, right? So if you guys don't know, I'm sure everyone does, but for those of you who have never seen a Neocolor 2 before, it is a water-soluble crayon that's highly pigmented, so it just blends beautifully with this water brush, and I can blend it out from what looks kind of like a crayon mark into just a nice color. And it makes my trees look a little bit more dimensional. Oh, I think we lost Peg again. Darn it. Her picture's not on there. She's been kicked out. So then on this side, I'll go ahead in with a little bit of this white crayon. I think it's just white. Yep. And add a little bit of highlight on this side, and then I'll be done with the coloring step. Hopefully.
Did you miss me?
Yep.
Dropped me off again. I got a call from Austin, Texas. Don't know anybody in Austin. And it dropped me off.
Someone in Austin wanted you to donate to their cause, or they wanted to sell you something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I panic a little bit every time it drops you. Like, I'm here by myself. Oh no. Luckily you came back. So.
Well, it took a while.
Yeah.
I was not happy. Not happy.
As long as you didn't throw anything.
The way I want it to today.
Okay, so I'm done with the coloring step. And let's see, Peg's coloring with her clean colors, so it looks like.
Yeah.
I put my Neo colors away. Give this a little bit of a dry, maybe. Okay. That was just step 5. I've got 5 more to go. Holy smokes. Yeah. I'm going to mute.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just quickly coloring in these little images. You know, snow isn't pure white. It's got some shades and highlights and things going on. So I'm just giving the color and go around the outside edge too for a shadow. And underneath here on the ground. And let's see, we need a little bit in our snowflakes also.
We have a new viewer, Neil Johansson from Denmark.
Okay, hi. Glad you could make it.
Yes, I wanted to say hi because I don't believe that person has joined us before.
Right.
And Barbara says, I'm loving that shell. That's just a water brush on top of Neocolor too. Yep, it is. She says she's waiting for her drips to dry, so she's watching and drinking coffee. Which
yeah, I
means
had
she's playing along
several
with us.
people tell me that they were going to play along today, which I think is wonderful. I absolutely love it when you guys come and play along, not just sit and watch. Because
yeah, I think Mary is also playing along today.
Good, 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 good.
At least I saw that in the other chat.
Well, like I said,
So
I
at
wish
least
I
two
could see
people
the
are.
chat today.
Oh, I meant the
Every
other chat.
time I try to get there is when the thing crashes on me, so I'm not going to try it anymore.
Barbara says now she's dripping paint down to her furnace vent. Got to put a towel under that.
Let's see. I think these need. This is dark pink. It says okay. Quinacridone magenta.
Quinacridone.
Yeah.
Oh, the next step, step 6 is alcohol. How much farther are you?
Well,
oh, you're on color with markers.
No,
okay.
I actually, kind of, was waiting for you to catch up because I did the alcohol.
Right.
My next step was glitter.
Oh.
And I didn't want to do that just yet.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do alcohol now. So, oh, shoot.
Okay.
My little piece of paper here is like tearing really badly. But
probably.
That's. Okay, I've got 91% alcohol. I've got a pipette. And yeah, okay, let's go. I'll show you what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I have some Golden High Flow. Yeah, this is going to be another wet mess, so I might stick some more paper towels down under here first. But this is a fluid paint, but I'm going to make it even maybe a little bit more fluid. Because what you want when you do this is a high flow, since it's high flow, haha. But you want it to be, drippy, 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 drippy. So I'm going to use a wet brush, if I can get it out of my holder. And I'm going to mix some more water into this and then just paint it down here. That's not enough water. I want more. I want it to be very goopy wet. Goopy, goopy wet, which is killing my drips. Darn it. Forgot about my drips. Oh, well. One thing gets covered up by another thing. That's how it goes in mixed media. And then I am just going to drip some of this alcohol onto here. This is 91%. You can use 99 if you want. This is just what I had. And it's kind of like when you use alcohol inks, it just kind of blooms. It pushes the paint out of the way. It makes a fun effect on the page. And this is probably, when I saw this step, that's probably the reason that I decided to gesso my page first and have a black page, because I wanted the effect of the alcohol to really show. So.
And that's good thinking. You thought way ahead, so good for you.
Yeah, it was still only just this morning, though. I was able to wake up and actually use my cognitive function for once. It's a miracle. Yeah, I like that. It just makes drippy spots. I like it. I think it's cool. I think it goes well with the round circle pattern I have at the top. But I'm going to have to dry this.
Okay.
Normally you probably wouldn't dry alcohol because you might start it on fire, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, I kind of set mine aside because it was really stinky. And
yeah, this is stinky too. All right, I'm going to mute.
Okay, so what I have done is moved on to the glitter, which is step 7. And what I'm using is a glitter pen here. This is a Jelly Roll. Which one is this one? should have a name on it, Clear Star. And I don't know. Try to see if you guys can see the sparkle. I'm just pretty hard to see. I'm just getting a little bit right around the edge of things to give it a shimmer. So maybe if I show you on the snowflake, it'll show up a little bit better. We'll try that. So yeah, glitter comes in a lot of different forms. This is just one method of delivery. You know, I've got some Wink of Stella pens, which also have glittery, shimmery effects. And of course, we can use glue and glitter. That's always an option. But this is the one that I grabbed for this application because I didn't want it everywhere. I just wanted it to highlight these images, and a pen works really well. They also have some glitter glue in a tube that I've used before. I think someone had sent me some of that in a Happy Mail, and I think it was Eva LeVay had sent me some of that in a Happy Mail, and I had tried it and I'd never used it before, and I liked it. You know, so there are a lot of different products to try. Of course, you can always use what you have in your stash too.
Mm-hmm. All right, alcohol is done. Step 7 is add glitter. Since Nikki's here in the audience, Nikki Rochelle, she sent me this pen. It's a, well, come apart. It is a glitter pen in a pen format, and she said something interesting to me, that once it stops being glittery, and you think it's empty, not to throw it away because it's basically like a water pen. And you can just put more water in there, and then you'll get a little bit of shimmer, and then eventually when all the shimmer runs out, and so
I think
she sent me this in Happy Mail.
They might suggest that you add a little glycerin to that too.
Yeah, that would probably work too. So this is kind of like a Wink of Stella, but it's not that brand. It's a different brand. And I think she's in England, so it might be an English one.
What I was using is not showing up, so I'm going to go to the Wink of Stella. I mean, I can see it here, but it's really hard to capture on a video.
Mm-hmm. Sparkle is hard to capture on a video anyway.
Yeah. So I'm going to do my trees.
I was talking about the pen, and then I didn't show it. This pen. This is what I was talking about. Sorry, I forgot to switch over. You're fine.
I'm just glittering. Glitter, glitter, glitter.
Yep, that's what I'm doing too. It's making lots of really pretty shimmery, sparkly stuff. I think I'm going to put a little bit down here too. And then for my stars, I've also got some stickles to use. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. All right, shimmer, shimmer. Hopefully you guys can see. It's like a mica, silver mica fluid. I don't know how long it takes to dry. It's moving around as we speak. So I don't know if it's going to dry, but I also have some stickles in gold and silver, and I'm going to put that on my stars. Are you still glittering over there, Peg?
No, I'm done with my glitter step, and it still isn't showing up real well. You know, right. I don't know how to make that appear on camera. It's just
magic.
Just not coming through, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The best you can do is just hold it up and try to, you know, tilt it back and forth and hope that they can see it.
I can show the way it is over here, because that's the embossing. That stuff shows up, but Anyway, so the next step for me says color with markers. Well, I've already done some coloring, but step 8 is color with markers, and step 9 is doodle around the edge. So I think I'm going to try to do both of those, sort of, kind of.
I think that's an excellent idea, because I was a bit baffled as to what I was going to do. So
yeah, so I'm gonna put some of this clean color out on my craft mat, and it says color with markers. Well, these are my markers. These clean color are my markers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my water brush edge by picking up the color here and just hitting the edges of those little ATC pieces. So that's my doodle. I might let some of that drip a little bit, if it will. I'd have to wet it a bit to make that happen. Yeah. Little something, something. So more of that turquoisey color too. Okay, so that's one. Let me do the others. And I think what I'll do for this is I'm going to grab another water brush. Spray kind of goes everywhere. I'm just going to wet the edge with that water brush before I apply that color and let it blend in. See how I like that one. Different ways of achieving the same effect, right?
yep.
But this has a little more control.
Says this pen was made by Spectrum Noir, and they make it in a lot of different colors. For anybody who might want to get that one, it's similar to a Wink of Stella, but made by Spectrum Noir.
Yeah, I've seen those. They look like a nice pen.
Yeah, it was nice. It's very shimmery, but yeah.
Well,
all right,
I think they're a little less expensive than the Wink of Stella too, but they give the same effect, so that's nice.
Expensive for just a silly little pen.
Yeah.
In my opinion. All right, so that was add
Whereas,
glitter.
you know, these little Jelly Roll pens are very inexpensive, and you can get them most anywhere, and you can get shimmer with that. So, you know, those are some of your options anyway.
Yes. Color with markers. That's my next step too. I might just, gosh, I might use my Faber-Castell brush pens and just add some blue or gray down here under the trees to give a bit of a shadow. The nice thing about the Faber-Castell is that it's India ink, and so you have, as long as you're putting it on a sealed surface like this has paint on it, you can blend it a little bit. So my shadows under my little trees a bit, and that will satisfy the color with markers. Right? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Sounds like a plan.
I might even go a little bit darker than that. I might go with my Indatharine blue, number 247.
Ooh, fancy schmancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever heard of that color before. I thought it was just going to be like indigo or something.
Yeah.
Indatharine.
Okay, looks like Queen M is leaving. I switched
Let's
over
do-
and I'm getting some chat now because I don't like not being able to talk to you guys. I found that out already. You might know that I'm the jabberbox
Yes,
and I like to talk.
I'm the one that hardly ever talks to anyone. I'm very introverted.
So I put that blue around the edge, but I want to deepen that a little bit. So I'm just going to edge it with some of that cobalt blue that I started with the archival.
Sounds like a
And
plan.
just hit the edges with that to deepen it. And Ian says it's one of his favorite blues.
Indanthrene?
I'm not sure which one he's talking about, whether it's cobalt or indanthrene. Probably he likes those big words. It's probably that one. Okay, so that was my doodle around the edge. Step 10 says use a straight edge. Okay.
I
So
have a plan for that.
Barb says the alcohol isn't doing much to this dried acrylic. No, it has to be wet acrylic, Barb.
Yep, it's got to be wet, wet, wet.
You know, like here where it hit, you see how it puddled? And it's got a, you know, almost like watery puddle to it where it hit. And it's hard to see here because there's so many layers of color, but it gives it almost a blooming or blossoming to the paint when you hit it with the alcohol.
Yeah, you can see it really well on mine. This is what the effect is. This is watery titanium white over this black and multicolored background, and then all these little circular shapes is where the alcohol was. So that's the effect you get. I removed my tape, so now you can see my doodling, because that's my next step, is to doodle. So I'm going to doodle with a white white Posca pen, and to just kind of make a little wavy line along my border like this, and then go back in and fill it in with some other colors, maybe, or maybe just white. Not sure, but that's going to be my doodling. To keep shaking the Posca pen because it's about empty.
I think I want some colors that have not shown up here yet for my straight edge, but I also don't think I have enough of those stars. So I think I'm going to do some stars and snowflakes in that glitter embossing. Kind of get hidden in here. Maybe
Sounds
snowflakes.
like a plan.
Stars or snowflakes? Stars or snowflakes? I think the stars should be in a different color. The snowflakes should be in that same embossing powder. Try not to get too many colors going on here. So remember I had that circle. So I'm going to grab a Versamark and a little stamp. And go back to this embossing powder. See if I can get a little more sparkle going on here.
Can never have too much sparkle.
Just dump that off. And I will heat set that.
Barky McBarkison started up his barking. Don't know if you guys can hear him. So I'm still doodling my edge with the white fine tip Posca pen, making a little border around my page. It got very quiet, so I think that Peg might be muted.
I was embossing. Didn't want to blow you out of here. And I'm going to use a gift card, or what is this? This hotel entry card. And I don't want to use black because that would just blow you out of here. But I have a nice dark blue that I was using before. So I'm going to get a little bit of that blue. And I'm just going to add a touch of black to that. Or maybe, no. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Payne's Gray.
Payne's Gray, good choice.
Okay. So this is going to be my straight edge.
That's the last step, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I'm using this glitter pen from Posca that Peg sent me these as a gift, actually. Posca glitter pens.
Oh, yeah, those are fun.
I'm using this blue one, and I'm just coloring in every other spot on my border with that, and then I'll be done with my border fairly soon. Doodle border.
Paint down here I don't want to lose. So I'm just going to take a tag and smish, and that'll become a background for something else. Because that's a lot of paint. I don't seem to be able to regulate paint enough.
We're supposed to regulate? What?
Yeah. You know, I waste too much is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to waste so much. So this will become something else. And where's my brush? Because we have all of this out, I should just do another background, right?
Might as well. All right.
Those are pretty colors.
Doodle border complete. So the last step is to use a straight edge. And I am going to use a straight edge in a very mundane sort of a way. It is my plan to use a metal one. What a mess. I printed out this these words, and this is something that I always saw my mother do. was to use a metal straight edge to tear things.
Oh, that's a good use of a straight edge.
So I'm just going to use it to make kind of a deckled edge on my my words. Oh, I see my son's out there. That's why the dog is barking. He's probably feeding him. And I can just tear the edges, and that's my little straight edge use. Very tricky. And I will glue that on and be done.
Well, I'm going to grab some tape.
Yeah, or maybe tape. Tape would be good. Since I don't have any.
I think I need some dimensional tape too. So, how do I want to put these down? I think something like that. Oh, we're doing pretty good on time today too. Yay.
Very good, considering it's
looking good.
Yep.
Thank you, people, for sticking with us.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I'm trying to read it and see if there's anything to say.
Snowflakes are down, and trees come next. I really did it. I really did a seasonal page.
Yay!
I wasn't too sure about all of that when we started this, you know.
Yep, mine is done. I'm done. I like it. I think it's cool. Pam likes it too, she says. I guess I'll give you my last looks here. I put PASC 1217 down here, which means Pick a Stick Challenge for December of 2017. We are continuing the Pick a Stick Challenge. We're making some changes to it, but we will be doing it again in the new year with quite a few changes actually. So that's mine. We lost Peg again. She has gotten kicked out again. Her page is almost done. If you haven't joined the Pick a Stick Challenge Facebook group, you can go over there, search Pick a Stick Challenge, ask to join, and be sure that you fill out the questionnaire, or it's just 3 questions. We just are trying to make sure that everyone understands what the group is for and how it runs. And then at the beginning of January, there will be a video explaining what we're doing as far as the changes and the prompts and everything. And also our first pages will be done at the beginning of the month instead of the end of the month. So our videos will come out early so that you can have a little bit of an idea of some of the things that might need to be explained. That's one of the changes. So I guess maybe I can just shut down. I don't know, Peg, do you want to try to come back in and show your page, or are you too frustrated? She's in the chat. That's how come I'm asking her. She's in the chat. It looks like we're kind of wrapping up here. So I'm just going to go ahead and shut down the broadcast, and you will be able to see photos of our pages when it comes out as a recording, and also on Facebook and every place. So that's it for us. Thanks. Bye-bye.